You ever notice how the people who play games, the ones who manipulate, lie, twist words, and try to control situations, ain't ever the strongest ones in the room? No, no. The real ones, the ones who got power, who got respect, they don't play games. They set the rules. They own the board. And if somebody's out here trying to play you, trying to test you, it ain't because they're ahead of you. It's because they're behind. See, weak people, insecure people, play games. Why? Because they don't have what it takes to be direct, to be real. So they trick, they manipulate, they try to get inside your head. They want to control your emotions. They want to pull you into their little world where they set the tempo, where they get to decide how things go. But let me tell you something. If you step into their world, you've already lost. So what do? You don't play their game, you make them play yours. When someone comes at you sideways, trying to bait you into reacting, trying to get you emotional, trying to throw you off, you don't take the bait. That's what they want. They want you flustered. They want you thinking with your feelings instead of your mind. But if you're smart, if you're disciplined, you don't let that happen. You control the pace. You stay calm. You make them wonder why they can't shake you. Because let me tell you something, control is power. And the moment you let someone dictate how you feel, how you respond, how you move, you've handed that power over to them. Think about the greatest leaders, the real bosses. They don't react to every little thing. They don't get pulled into drama. You think a king leaves his throne every time someone outside the castle is talking nonsense? No. A king sits back, observes, and moves when he's ready. And when he moves, it's with purpose. That's how you gotta be. When people test you, when they try to provoke you, you stay locked in. You don't react, you respond. There's a difference. Reacting is emotional, it's impulsive. Responding, that's thought out. That's intentional. That's power. Now here's the trick. When you refuse to play their game, you frustrate them. They don't know what to do. Because see, these people, they thrive on control. They get energy from seeing you angry, from making you feel small, from making you question yourself. But when you don't give them that satisfaction, when you stay steady, when you keep your head up and your vision clear, they start losing their grip. They start making mistakes. And that's when you turn the tables. See, it ain't about ignoring people or pretending they don't exist. It's about redirecting the energy. It's about making sure that every move you make is yours, not theirs. You shift the focus. You make them respond to you. How do you do that? Simple. By staying consistent, by staying disciplined, by being undeniable. When you walk into a room, you don't have to demand respect. You command it by how you carry yourself, by how you handle situations, by how you stay unshaken when others try to rattle you. And after a while, people realize they can't play games with you. They realize you're not somebody they can manipulate. You're not somebody they can move like a pawn, because you're the one running the board. Now, let me be real with you. It ain't always easy. People are going to test you. They're going to try to push your buttons. And sometimes it's going to feel real tempting to clap back, to get even, to play their game just to show them you can win. But let me tell you something. The moment you step into their arena, you've already lost. Because now you're playing at their level. And if you're a king, if you're a queen, if you're built for greatness, why would you step down to their level when you're supposed to be looking ahead, looking up? You don't entertain clowns when you're building a kingdom. So when they try to test you, when they try to drag you into their nonsense, you remember who you are. You remember what you stand for. You don't react. You don't chase. You don't argue. You stay focused. You keep moving. And you let your success, your discipline, your results speak for you. Because at the end of the day, the strongest person in the room ain't the loudest. It ain't the one playing tricks. It ain't the one running around trying to control others. No, the strongest person in the room is the one in control of themselves. And that's who you need to be. So let them play games. Let them waste their energy. Let them spin their wheels trying to mess with you. Because while they're busy playing, you're busy winning. You ever notice how the loudest person in the room is usually the weakest? The one always talking, always trying to prove something, always needing attention. See, real power doesn't make noise. Real power moves in silence. And the ones who truly have it, They don't waste time responding to every little thing. People are going to test you. They're going to throw insults your way. They're going to spread lies, talk behind your back, try to get a reaction out of you. Because that's what small people do. They can't stand to see you focused. They can't stand to see you moving with purpose. So they do what weak people do. They throw distractions in your path. And here's the thing. The moment you react, you lose. See, the second you stop to argue, to explain yourself, to prove them wrong, you've already stepped off your path. You've given them your energy. And that's exactly what they want. They want to pull you into their chaos, into their drama, into their world where they set the rules. But if you're wise, if you're disciplined, you don't play that game. No. You stay locked in. You move in silence. You let your success do the talking. Because let me tell you something. Words, they're cheap. Talk don't mean a thing if it ain't backed up by action. You ever notice how the real greats, the real legends, they ain't out here explaining themselves to everybody. They're too busy working, too busy perfecting their craft, too busy climbing higher while everybody else is standing around running their mouths. See, people who are truly focused, who are truly about their business, they don't have time for nonsense. They don't have time to answer every critic, every hater, every person who doubts them. Why? Because they understand something most people don't. You don't fight battles that don't matter. You don't stop and throw stones at every dog that barks. You stay on your mission, you keep moving. And the higher you climb, the more people are going to try to pull you down. That's just the way it is. Because when you're at the bottom, nobody cares. Nobody's watching. But the second you start rising, the second you start standing out, that's when the voices come. That's when the jealousy comes. It's when people start testing you, trying to see if they can shake you. And this is where most people mess up. They get distracted. They start worrying about who's saying what, who doesn't like them, who's throwing shade. But the ones who really win, they don't waste a second on any of that. They understand that success ain't about proving people wrong. It's about proving yourself right. So you move in silence. You build, you grind, you stay locked in, and when the time is right, you let the results speak for themselves. Because let me tell you something, nothing shuts people up like results. When you're out here doing what they said you couldn't do, when you're out here winning, when you're out here living the life they said you'd never have, what can they say? Nothing. And even if they do talk, it don't matter, because you ain't got time to listen. You're too busy winning. But here's the trick. You got to be disciplined. You got to be patient, because moving in silence ain't just about ignoring people. It's about self-adroit. It's about knowing when to speak and when to let your work do the talking. See, weak people, they let their emotions run them. Somebody says something slick, they feel like they got to respond right now. They feel like they got to defend themselves. But strong people, they know how to hold their tongue. They know how to wait. They know how to strike when the time is right. Because when you move in silence, you control the narrative. They don't know what you're thinking. They don't know what you're planning. They don't know your next move. And that makes them nervous. That makes them uncomfortable, because they can't stop what they can't see. So let them talk, let them doubt, let them throw shade, let them waste their energy trying to bring you down. Because while they're busy doing that, you're busy getting better. You're busy stacking wins. You're busy leveling up. And one day when they look up, they're going to realize you've already left them behind. And that's the real victory. You ever play chess? Not checkers, chess. See, in checkers, it's all about quick moves, fast jumps, just trying to take what's right in front of you. But chess is a different game. In chess, you don't just think about your next move, you think 5 moves ahead. You see the whole board, you anticipate, you strategize. You don't just react to what's happening now, you position yourself for what's coming next. And that's how you got to move in life. See, most people, they play life like it's checkers. They move fast, they act on impulse. They jump at every little opportunity without thinking about the bigger picture. They let emotions drive their decisions. Somebody disrespects them, they react without thinking. Somebody offers them something, they take it without asking. What's the catch? They go for what's easy, what's quick, what feels good right now, without thinking about where that move is going to put them tomorrow. And that's why they stay stuck. But the ones who win, the ones who really get ahead, They don't play checkers, they play chess. They don't make moves just to feel good in the moment. Every move is calculated. Every move is part of a bigger plan. They don't let people bait them into bad decisions. They don't let pride, ego, or emotion make choices for them. No. They stay patient, they think ahead. Because let me tell you something, strategy wins in the long run. See, a lot of people want quick results. They want shortcuts. They want success without patience, without discipline, without putting in the time. But success, real success, that ain't built on impulse. That's built on positioning. The right move at the right time is worth more than 100 rushed decisions. Think about it. If you're always moving too fast, always reacting, always chasing the next quick thing, how can you ever be in control? You're just a pawn being moved around by the game instead of being the one who controls the board. But when you think like a chess player, when you see the game for what it really is, now you call the shots. And in chess, the most dangerous player ain't the loud one, the flashy one, the one moving all crazy. No. The most dangerous player is the one who's thinking, the one who's quiet, composed, patient, the one who sets traps instead of falling into them, the one who lets their opponent make the first move, then turns it against them. That's how you got to move in life. You don't just react. You don't just go where the moment takes you. You make a plan. You study the board, you see the angles, and when you strike with precision, with purpose, with power. So don't move like a checker piece. Move like a chess master. Because at the end of the game, the one who thought ahead, that's the one who wins. You ever notice how people can only fake who they are for so long? How no matter how good they are at playing a role, at pretending, at manipulating, they always slip up eventually? See, that's the thing about character. It reveals itself. You don't have to go digging. You don't have to force anything. You don't have to call people out right away. Just sit back, be patient, and watch. They'll show you who they really are. Most people rush to judge, rush to react. They meet somebody new, and within minutes they decide, oh, this person is solid, or maybe this one's no good. But what they don't realize is the truth ain't always on the surface. People wear masks. People tell you what they think you want to hear. People act the way they think they're supposed to, at least for a while. But time peels all that away. See, you don't have to expose people. You don't have to test them. You don't have to set traps to see what they'll do. All you gotta do is wait. Just be still. Be observant. Listen more than you speak. Watch how they move when they think no one's watching. Because eventually, they're going to get comfortable. Eventually, they're going to slip. And when they do, you'll see them for exactly who they are. That's why patience is power. A weak person always wants to rush. They want to call people out, put them on blast, react the second they feel something is off. But a strong person, they wait. They collect information. They don't accuse. They don't assume. They just watch. Because they know that when the truth reveals itself, they won't have to say a word. The proof will be right there. And this ain't just about enemies, this is about everybody. Friends, family, business partners, relationships. People tell on themselves in time. You don't have to ask if someone is loyal. Watch how they act when you're not around. You don't have to ask if someone is honest. Watch what they do when they think no one will find out. You don't have to ask if someone respects you. Just see how they treat you when they don't need anything from you. See, weak people play games. They manipulate, they lie, they deceive, but they can't keep it up forever. The real ones, they stay consistent. Their actions match their words. They don't have to prove who they are because they just are. And the ones who ain't real, sooner or later they reveal themselves. They slip. They contradict themselves. They expose their own hand. And that's when you move. Not before, not based on emotion, not because you think somebody is playing games, but because you know. Because they showed you. And when that moment comes, when the truth is clear, you don't argue, you don't explain, you don't even need revenge. You just act. You cut them off, you walk away, you adjust accordingly. But until then, be patient. Let people talk. Let them perform. Let them pretend. Because time is the ultimate truth teller. And the truth always comes out.